So I needed to make this video. The guy that lives here, short, kind of chubby black guy, said he's also moving out. I'm trying to find another place as soon as I can, and I'm getting a lot of shit on phone calls, text messages, and people playing games. I sent out probably like 20 different Craigslist ad responses and another probably 25 on another, say about 15 to 20 on Craigslist. I mean on Facebook. Two different apps. But I'm saying this because really terrified because there's a lot of fucked up corruption shit that's going on. I had to quit my job. I can't be going to this environment. They were harassing me over at the job site, shooting electronic devices and talking all kinds of deep details about my mother, about the rapes that occurred because of Michael Jackson, Barack Obama. And something I want to say very importantly, that there was someone, I don't know if this is who's doing this, but I think that was Sarah Cooper, who was dressed up and changed her face with some sort of makeup artist or something like that, and was literally playing horse shit games about the whole situation with my mother. They're going after my mother. I know what I'm telling you. If any, Michaela, whoever the professionals, I know what I'm saying this. They are a pack of hyenas ripping my mother in every fucking corner of existence that can possibly go for their tokens and for their credit and for anything they want it to be motive for. Now, they mentioned something up about the President of the United States and Barack Obama and started threatening me, and it's every single person. When I walk into that casino, when I did, every single person wants to take a shot at me, and I'm #1 hated person. I cannot explain the vengeance. You can feel the vengeance that people are having around me to try to sell me for sex and sell me and pawn me, get me to believe anything that they want. I'm always polite. I'm always try to be respectful, get out of people's ways. I'm very clear to any situation the best way that I can, but it's very terrifying because they're doing this on purpose. I talked about that when I was a little kid. My father, my biological father, who was in the picture several times, and I talked about he kneeled down to me and he sort of had these watered tears and he kind of like gave me a piece of him, and he was like, and he called over the phone, "Don't ever forget about me, son, because I'm your dad." And I want to say this very clearly. There was a black police officer that was bald, and he came over to me and he used his police form, and he was like a high-level security guard at Caesar's Palace, and he started getting an attitude with me, and he was trying to scare me, and I was absolutely doing nothing but sitting down, eating, getting something to drink. I was sitting down on a chair at late night in the shift before I left, and they know who I am. I've already been checked with security. He comes over to me and he goes, and he tries to like scare me. He's trying to make a mockery of my biological father. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but they're doing anything to chip away at that credibility, or this man is a human being, and they're trying to do this for. I cannot express this anymore, the vengeance that these people are having to give Sarah and Ken the tokens, credit, and to whatever they want to maul apart and fighting for them in vengeance fights. I mean, there is not a single human being that walks in that place that thinks otherwise. Not one fucking person. Genuinely, not one person. I'm not kidding that I know that it's Sarah Cooper that's going. If that was her in disguise, I called my mother. I told my mother and I said, "Look, Sarah Cooper, she's going for my mother's throat and kids. She's sending people. I know it's because of what Ken Cooper and Sarah Cooper knew about those rapes that had happened when I was a kid. I'm not making that up. I'm not lying, and I'm not making that up. They knew about what was going on, and they didn't tell my mother and father. They were nasty to my mother. The reason I had them at the bone marrow transplant, because I had no recollection of any of these events that had happened. That's why they smothered everything in all lies. I'm telling you this so that my mother stays protected. They're going to, and that's why Kenneth was doing the situation the entire fucking time. He was manipulating. I can't believe that I was around such a person like this, and what an incredible pathological liar this individual is. But But I say this because he's involved with all the blacks in the community and, you know, the transgender and all these motherfuckers. They're all vengeance against me. Like, they take on his spirit and they take on, and they play acting roles and staging roles in front of me to intimidate me, to force me mentally to believe that. There was nothing more than my mother when I was a kid. The way that she always expressed Sarah, she was like, I don't like. She would always give that expression. And that was why. They had my mother like in a chicken hen, like they're a fucking donkey. And they're lying because the President of the United States does not want to put charges against Ken Cooper and Sarah Cooper and any in the public eye, letting them know that they let a child get raped for many years and did nothing but scold my mother and my family. And I say this, that it's very important. There's so many people involved in this. Like, for an example, after the first day of me working at Caesar's Palace, I'm walking out at 9 o'clock in the morning after working 8 hours, and I'm walking to the bus stop, and across the street I see, I took a look, and it was Julian's identical twin. It looked just like him, and he made direct eye contact with me, and the only reason I didn't approach him because I was scared. And they're shooting these electronic devices, and he looked directly at me, and he goes, and he was looking like he was looking over at, like, you know, at a far distance, like at the World Trade Center or something bad, like, what the fuck did y'all do? What the fuck is going on? And I say this because later that night, I go to Walmart to pick up some things that I needed for dress code over at my job site. And when I'm on the bus, they get somebody that looked like Ken Cooper, and he's looking at everything, and he goes like that, and they electrocute me. And this is how they train me, because they're going to want to control Julian, his identical twin, Marco, and the kids to corner me to benefit them. My mother does not like that family, and neither do I. I'm telling you right now, they're going to, every single inch and corner that they can take, they're going to go after. They're going to go after Frankie, they're going to go after Julian, they're going to dement this situation to their favor. It does not matter. This is unbelievable that a detective person is pathologically lying and fooled my father and mother and doing this repeatedly and using the people. She's still mauling my mother. She's still doing this to my mother. As much as this person is done this to me and my family, she's directly mauling my mother apart by doing this type of shit. So this person is a very dark, cynical person, and it's hard for me to put together why somebody would be such a disgusting person and false character to so many people, because they're feeding off just attention. They don't want to be shamed like my mother was and like I was. I know what I'm telling you. They did this to Frankie. They're going to corner everything because they don't know Frankie's going to go along with everything with what Sarah and Ken possibly want, because they're going to turn the tables on everything. That's how that Ken and Sarah are responsible. Now, they're very old. It's no one more that's bringing it up than in my environment. No one else. I am not bringing them up so much in my conversations as much as people are always like wanting to attack me. Kenneth, he's good. He's a good angel. He's always time for Jesus. Like, I'm not kidding you. I walk in, 2 days ago. I worked there for 3 days. On the first day that I walk in at night to go in for the graveyard shift, there's a guy that looks like Jesus standing out there and starts yelling at me because I didn't want to take a picture. And he points me out in front of a whole bunch of people. And then when I didn't want to take a picture and I said, I got to go to work, he goes, oh yeah, like getting an attitude because I'm not going along with there's thousands of people that are gambling, committing sins, all kinds of crazy shit, and they're attacking me with this. So I wanted to make a video on this. It's so much hate and so much animosity that's going, like an assassin. Like someone is out to hoping it's gonna do the killing. Somebody's gonna pull out a knife or a gun and start trying to kill me. Like, the police officers are sitting there and they're looking, they're like, yeah, all gays unite, yeah, we'll get rid of them, we work together. Like, I'm not kidding you, they're staging everything. I go and try to get to a security badge. You know, I had a police officer walk me over there as a high-level security guard, And he's sitting there trying to act like Kenneth, and I'm trying to be as nice and I'm polite and not think about, but I know what's happening in that situation. I know what's going on, but I don't say anything. They're using this situation to their advantage. So I wanted to make a video on this. I'm trying to leave this residence. I'm trying to leave this place. I really feel fearful in my life. I feel very fearful because there's too many people involved, too much animosity. Every inch of my life is just exploited. There isn't anything. I'm like naked in front of these people. They know it's just they're recording all the things that are going on. They're confining me to a DJ career or to a music career because they know it's going to benefit Sarah and Ken and the gay community and Michael Jackson and the President of the United States. And I've been wanting to go to school for a long time. I've been wanting to just get out of that entertainment. The only reason I am here is because of work. I can scout out and keep things, get an idea more of the celebrities and the people that are involved to keep things safe. Now, I'm trying to make a little bit of money. I have about $2,300 in my bank account. You know, I gave this person $300, $600 to live here. You know, $300 deposit, $600 to live here. And I don't know what's waiting for me at these places. I don't know how they're going to harass me and threaten me. And they're implying this place and implying my job sites and where the locations they want me to live. But I'm trying to work in the casinos, anywhere on the strip, because there's a lot of busy traffic and it pays really well and make me some money, and try to get it. I'm still trying to get an apartment. I had to re-register at the Dallas Housing Authority all over again to 20 different places. They've already taken me off the list, and this is now 5 years, almost 5 years now that I've been applying for apartments, but I'm trying to save this money up. I feel like I got to go on the run. It's not a very comfortable feeling, because the corrupted police officers and the gay community are all working together, swarming in this political riot. Like, these people feel, especially the black community and the gays, that they speak on behalf of Barack Obama, that they can do anything, whatever they want to me, whenever they want, because they're doing it because Barack Obama personally told them, and they're fighting for the cause, and I'm the terrorist that's walking into this place. I mean, I'm not kidding. I'm walking into this place. It's everywhere. Like, I can't, the hate of people that just want to target me. You look into their eyes, you look at their facial expressions, you look, when most of the time, I'm not trying to pay attention. And anytime they get a shot, they know where they want to be able to display and deliver some sort of message to me. And it's never kind, never comfortable, ever. Nobody understands that even whenever I make a video, terrors that really goes on a daily function. I go to a restaurant. I mean, you can just see people's behavior, the register, the customer service at the front desk at a restaurant. You know, it's just unbelievable. You know, bus driver, or especially even people even on the bus when it gets crowded. I mean, they're all eyeballing me like, hey, we need to get rid of this. He's almost dead. We're going to kill him. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to torture him. We're going to tell him. We're going to sell him to one of those blacks. And it's like prostituting. I feel like 100% they're just trying to prostitute me. They're trying to sell me for sex, to confine me to a race, because to my understanding, I'm HIV positive. And the black community in Africa is all that's filled with HIV. And because now this has become a political movement, this is very terrifying. They have Area 51, they got all kinds of fucking secret spies and all kinds of crazy shit here. Anywhere, probably here in New York and San Francisco, the top like 3 places in the world or in the U.S. But I say this because I think it's very important for me to say this, because something could happen to me. I mean, I could be walking, I have a massive heart attack or a stroke, and that'll be the end of me. These people are thriving on death. They're thriving on murder. They're thriving on mutilating my dead sister in front of me, telling me, no, that belongs to them. They're telling me that her spirit now or her soul entity is now, it's with Jesus, and Jesus told her, you need to get with the black. I mean, it's prejudiced. You can sense it. There's nothing polite about it. There's nothing kind about it. And it's to mentally train and condition me and submit me. And when I don't go along with what they want, they have these electronic devices and they start shooting me and they're doing this, and then they start trying to behave like my mother and speak on behalf of my mother. Like as I'm talking to them, oh, like what do I have to clean? Okay, clean the edges of the building, or or get the mop or something like that. And that's exactly what they're doing, and they're turning anything that they can against me, whatever it is that they want. They know the rapes happen. All this empathy, all this sorrow is going to Miguel. All of it. All of it. They're all feeling empathetic and sorry for that individual in that house and his wife, transgender, that slapped my mother. I'm not kidding. They're using my mother as a donkey, but there's no reason that this shouldn't have happened unless this was some sort of political movement or to use me as an example to dispose of my life while I'm alive. These people know Barack Obama showed up. And now these people are using that. And he knows what was going to happen to me. Michael Jackson was long into the picture. It was never discussed in our family, and we paid for it. So, I say this because I know that there is some good celebrities out there with a lot of money, and the people that are not celebrities with a lot of money that can do something to help protect. I'm no more than wanting to be able to leave and get out of the entertainment and do something else for the rest of my life. I don't want to be around homosexuals and treasuring murder and death and rape. To fit Sarah, Ken, and the gay community, especially Kenneth, I don't want to be a part of any of that. I think it's important for me to say something because they're all confining me. They know the 50 Cent. I was at 3 weeks ago, about a month ago, I was at the other residence. I'm walking to Walmart, and before I walk in, this guy tells me, "Oh, you got 50 Cent, you got 50 Cent." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen 50 Cent in person. I don't know what that situation is." So they know that whatever DJs and other people that get involved, they get their millions in jet airplanes. I don't care. But they're all working together as a team to persecute me and my mother and everything that had happened, to glorize them and make them feel comfortable and motivate them. They don't do nothing like that with me at all. It's very persecuting. I wanted to make a video on this, looking for another place. I got a few other places that I'm trying to go to. Craigslist, and I'm going to a few Facebook ads. I think it's like 2 different residents. Hopefully I can make it to the 3rd one. I don't know what to expect, but everything is very controlled and confined. It's all about training me mentally and confining all the information that they know. The riots that this is causing because of Michael Jackson and that family it would drive a lot of people to suicide. It would drive anybody to total chaos. Like we're not allowed to live a normal life because of that. And it's a political power movement. But I wanted to make this video, Michaela. Like I said, I don't have any control over the circumstances, but she is my mother. And whatever her conditions are, it isn't going to hurt anyone else more than it is me. And it is Sarah or Ken or Kenneth when my mother dies, or if she does pass away before I do. I will always believe and know that I will be passing away before her. And I think it'll be either tragic or a disease. But I say this because it's just a joke. My mother would be crying and screaming and like angry and just an emotion so deep about Sarah and Ken. I know what I'm telling you. They did this whenever my sister died and she was sick. There's people out there. When I was working with these trainees, they were all representing, scolding me, pretending to be like Ken Cooper, trying to intimidate me with their size, trying to mutilate everything that they possibly could. One guy was from Yugoslavia. The other guy sounded like he was from Russia or Yugoslavia. They're just doing this. I swear to God. So, one thing that I think is very important to understand also as a child, whoever is doing the observation, if it matters, when I got a flat top, one of the reasons that I got that flat top that I can remember was because Miguel did. And I didn't know that Miguel had, I want to say that this was either, I saw him with a flat top, and my dad remembered that. And I thought, because I seen movies and stuff like that with army people with flat tops. What do you think that put in that family's mind when he raped Frankie? All this is trailing along. as much as I don't want to talk about it, that it's moved on, and I've already said, draw the drawings and everything, doesn't change the fact that all these people are the ones that are doing. They're in riots, and they want to confine me mentally and sell me for sex. They sold my mother for sex for all these years and ruined my mother's life beyond anything. It's like a Holocaust story. I'm not joking that they want to sell me and pawn me off. It's these homosexuals that they throw in like these real dark African, black, nasty looking girls, and they get him, walk in front of me. He goes, yeah, right there to the left, right there. And he's like doing this crazy shit, like, yeah, you're going to sell you for. And they confine me because as long as I stay angry or bitter or any of these, which I'm none of these, you can't ever really evolve from that. It's not a good place to be mentally. I think it's important for me to say something because this guy's acting crazy, and so yeah, I think it's important. I just can't express this. I understand that there's a lot of people, but there's nothing normal about the hate. I don't. You can look at all the interviews and celebrities, how much the gay community totally swarms and controls every inch of that stage. And they throw petty shits and they sell the women off, and it's fucking some of the worst industry, disgusting fucking people. There are a few good numbers of people out there, but for what they got there, it's not worth it. And it's something that I've always wanted to leave, but I haven't. They won't ever let me. They won't ever. It's such a mental preparation in confining me and conditioning me to that, because they think it's the biggest tragedy in the world that if I don't go do this, then because they know it's going to feed into the transgender rate. Barack Obama has a transgender daughter. What do you think that feeds into? I don't want to be part of any of this. I've been running for my life, living on the streets, trying to find a place, an apartment. They won't let me. I'm not allowed to work. I haven't had a job in 17 years, more than 10 months. The last time was when I worked at Standard Register when I was 24 years old, 6 months after my transplant, when I got fired or laid off mysteriously. Next job I had, I worked for 7 or 8 months at Advanced Graphics, 25 years old. Next job, I was 27 years old. I worked there for 7 months at the government at EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, where there was a terrorist attack, where I was pleading to them at the very top floor at the security where somebody had taken me. And I said, they're going to rape me, they're going to infect me with HIV, they're going to do something crazy. This is why I have to report it to head of security. I don't cause problems, I don't want any. I'm not trying, it's whoever is doing this has huge animosity, is controlling and confining me until I make that decision myself to say, oh yeah, you're right, yeah, and then it's okay, and all these other things. Because I lived my life like a good boy. Compared to any other friends, I was 10 times better listening to that Bible and listening to that crucifix and spiritually more than any of these people were. And yet, they're persecuting me because they wanted to get away with anything that they can get away with. I want to say, I don't know what to expect, but there's other things I need to talk about and discuss and make a video. But I gotta get to bed. My body feels really drained. I'm really fucking stressed. I'm very fucking stressed out. The humility, the disgrace of behavior that people do as I'm walking to the front desk of security, the words that they choose and how they behave with the transgenders around me. There was one heterosexual female I saw this entire time. One. She was walking all the way, my last day there, and she looked at me and she knows what was going on. Very beautiful. She almost looked like Christy. She looked like Christy, one of the UFC ring girls, but real dressed up, real pretty, real pretty. I don't know if it was her. I don't think it was her. It looked someone just like her though. But yeah, she looked right by me. She was some guy, I didn't take a look at the guy. I was just looking at her and said, wow, that's a very beautiful girl. But, I just go about my business, go back to work, So I think it's important for me to say something. This person I was working with was in representation of Kim and Sarah, and then next day they had me work with this lady that's behaving like she's my mother and speaks on behalf of being the daughter of my mother. So I wanted to say something very important. Please be careful. And I feel like my life is in danger. They're going to set me up. They're going to frame me. They're not going to stop.